Afternoon, everybody. We're excited to share the next chapter of Juanita High School that will be opening in the fall. We're going to do a virtual tour today, and luckily we have, socially distanced apart, our construction project manager, Tansy Hansen. Hey, Tansy.
Hello.
And we have Rebecca Bayback from Integris Architecture. So they're going to give you a guided tour to show you what's new and what's coming online, and what the first year of Juanita looks like as life and students and staff have come to call this new building their home. So let's take a walk.
Come on in. Hello, welcome to Juanita High School. We thought we'd pause here and take a moment and look at our orientation map and remind ourselves about the portions of the building that we saw the last time we were able to tour. As you recall, the first phase included the theater, the 3-story classroom building, and the commons with the library up above. The contractor has been working hard to not only complete the science rings that were part of that first component, but to complete the classrooms that actually have a bridge and connect over to the theater building. The focus of the construction in this second phase has really allowed the CTE programs to come to life and additional classroom spaces that you'll see as we walk around. So as we progress through the space, you can see the vantage point that the students have had over the last year. The students have had a great learning opportunity in watching the foundations of the building go in, the structural steel, and seeing the whole building be enclosed. As we move into the cafeteria commons, it's been great to see the students take ownership of the spaces and really bring that rebel pride forward. We look around and see the chairs that are waiting for scholars to return in the fall. We're able to reflect upon the view that they've had as they've done their homework over the past year. Not only have they been watching the construction of the new building, but they're also seeing the student plaza come to life. That you see inside the plaza area is where trees and other plantings will be placed. And then the forum seats on the outside of, or to the left, indicate areas where the students can congregate and socialize. The opening on the first floor that is a direct connection out to where the buses will be dropping students off. And we anticipate that there'll be a daily flood of student traffic underneath that covered area directly into the building.
Welcome to Phase 2.
You will notice many similar attributes as we walk around the building. The building detailing continues the classroom layouts that we saw in Phase 1 with the hollow metal frames that provide views and connect to the shared learning areas that on this side of the building happen to have wonderful views out to the athletic fields, really connecting the whole campus site. As you look around this shared learning area, you'll notice a lot of the finishes are installed. We have tackable surfaces going in. We have ceilings that grid with the lighting in that is just waiting for the final clean to install the acoustic tiles. The counters for the students to use for studying and congregating are available, as well as dual-purpose whiteboards in this shared area that not only provide an area for instruction and for sharing of ideas, but they also happen to be the doors to our mechanical systems. This is a similar system that was installed in the first phase of the building. We are creating inspiring spaces for our scholars throughout the building, and we are also thinking about how can we create inspiring environments for our educators to plan, collaborate, reflect, and truly prepare for their day. Throughout the building, you'll notice that we have teacher planning areas that allow the teachers to work together, while at the same time it allows their classroom areas to really be multifunctional and really support a growing population. In planning this facility, we were really thinking about connections and how do we really keep the student body and the educators really connected as they move through their day. We really didn't want to have any corridors that they needed to do an about face and go a different direction. So you'll notice at key corners around the building, there are stairwells that are very inviting with daylighting. They're wide so that students can freely move between upper floors and lower floors. As Tansy leads us through the remaining areas of construction, we have the opportunity to not only see the classroom groupings repeated as we move through this space, but we also have the opportunity to really truly appreciate the connection to the theater and the music wing of the building. Now that we're back in the main building and we're headed down to look at the CTE space, we thought we'd just pause for a moment and think about those connections that I had mentioned earlier. Through the design process, we had the opportunity to work with the team here at Juanita High School and truly help them reinvent themselves as rebels. And you'll notice a lot of the signage coming into the building now reflects all of that work that the community, the staff, and the students participated in to really develop not only what it means to be a rebel, but also what that JHS should look like for the next generation. And welcome to the first floor of Phase 2. This wing of the building has all of our specialists have been focused. Over to my left, we've got the two-dimensional art classrooms, and to my right, we've got the three-dimensional art classrooms, and further down the hall, we have some CTE classrooms that will support culinary arts, as well as robotics, and some welding and jewelry making. Entering the food science classroom. This classroom was strategically designed so that the teacher in the space could maximize her view of what was happening at each of the student stations. The student stations are back to back, right directly in front of where the teacher will be working. The space is designed with lots of storage for resources to support the program. It has direct access to the courtyard area, as well as to the stairwell that comes into the parking lot for deliveries. We have a couple storerooms off to the side as well. This is the marketing and business classroom that is directly connected to the student store. Happens to have great natural daylight at this time of day, looking right out into the courtyard area. I just seamlessly was able to go directly from the classroom to the floor of the store, where I will be able to interact directly with the customers. Outside and get a feel for the experience that students will have every day as they go to and from school to the buses. The doors to my left go directly to the Performing Arts Center with the music classrooms and theater. As we walk underneath the second and third floor of the classroom building above the bridge, we are headed out directly to the bus loop area. Over to the right is the athletic field. And you will, once this area is complete, this is where the buses would line up to take the students home and to bring them to school every day. There is further parking available for staff over to the left towards the Performing Arts Center. As you look at the exterior of the building, you'll note that the brick still needs to be cleaned, and there's still a fair amount of construction still occurring despite the level of completeness of the exterior of the building.
Last one on site, so I can take some of my PP&E off. On behalf of the Support Services Capital Projects Group, project team members, Integris Architecture, Cornerstone Construction, we thank you for taking the time to look at the next phase of Juanita High School. The team is really excited about the opportunity when students come back. The new Juanita High School will be ready for them, fully complete and ready to go. Thanks again.